Welcome back to Adventures with Rosie. We've got a few jobs to do around the caravan today.
Yep.
A few of you have been asking over the last sort of couple of months what we need to do logistically, I guess, in order to go on the road full time. And we are literally 6 weeks away now from that. So what do we got in store today?
Well, we have a pretty long list, but we're going to start with where we took the washing machine out of. We're going to make a laundry bag to go in there so we can store a lot of laundry in there. And go from there, I think. Clean out a few cupboards and reorganise them. And
yeah, we've got to kind of figure out the transition from like weekend trips, right, to full time, because we take only the clothes we need for the weather for that weekend.
Do all the laundry when we come home rather than out on the road. And
kind of like we only have like one set of bedding in here, right? So the goal today is to get a few things off the list. I've got to tidy up the front storage. Chelsea's going to make a laundry bag like she said. So I think we'll start there.
Yep. Alright, so you might remember from a couple of videos ago we had our washing machine taken out of here. So the plan today is to make a laundry bag to go in there. So what I've done is I've measured up the opening hole and made a fabric bag to go in there. And what we're going to do is we're going to put some of these hooks in each corner, and I'll measure up and make some tabs to go on the bag so that we can just loop the corners on the hooks. And then when the bag gets full, we can go to the laundromat and it's nice and easy.
Well, while Chelsea tackles the sewing, I am going to clean out the boot in Rosie. Rosie has a through and through storage. It's the only external storage in this caravan, is this sort of tunnel boot that runs under our bed. And we kind of just let it fill up with crap, stuff we've never used. We got a load of camping chairs there, some old camping chairs we don't use anymore. A while back we bought a big ground mat to go out on the grass, like one of those ones you peg down. We've also got a small little barbecue that I got for my birthday a few years ago, which we're hoping to fit under there as well, figuring we'll cook a lot of meals and that sort of thing outside. But at the moment I've got no room for it. Oh, and we also want to buy an extra cassette for the toilet. So I need to have a bit of a tidy up under there. I don't know if you recall, if you watched maybe 5, 6, 7, 8 videos ago, I did a bit of a comparison of toilet cleaning chemicals, and I bought a bunch of different toilet chemicals that go on the cassette to try out over a few weeks. As a result, we now have like a year's worth of toilet chemicals down the bottom, which is fine. We can save us buying them right next year. We'll just work our way through the different brands, but I need to sort out some better storage for those. I bought some baskets for that sort of stuff, so I'm gonna have a crack at that, see if I can tidy up that front locker and fit some of that extra stuff in. Well, there's a bit of junk in that locker, that's for sure. So the basket I used to store everything in was this one here, and basically I'd store like spare toilet chemicals and like wax for the outside and tools like a mallet and tent pegs and that sort of thing. But because this is so wide, you actually ended up putting the chairs on top. So I picked up a couple of these cheap $5 baskets that are a lot narrower. These are like a third of the width, and my thinking is these can run down the back wall. Everything can sort of stand up in them, all the bottles of, cleaning products and all that sort of thing. And then I should be able to get the chairs in next to them flat, because we've also then got to we've got a little outdoor table I want to try and fit in there, a spare cassette like I said, and maybe a barbecue. So I'm going to give that a crack. I know a lot of people who caravan full-time use the back of their cars, or their tow vehicle for a lot of stuff, but we have a big double push chair. And it pretty much takes up our entire boot. We have to have a double one obviously for the twins, and it's kind of like one of those ones with off-road sort of tires on it, so we definitely want to take it away with us, but what it means is we can't sort of have like a bunch of storage bins in the boot of our car basically. So yeah, I'm going to give these baskets a go, and I think they'll do a lot better job. And yeah, $5, pretty cheap and cheerful, so let's give it a go. front locker's all cleaned out. I'm pretty happy with those white baskets actually. You would have seen we got a lot of toilet chemicals from that review video, so they took up a bit more space than I was thinking, but I guess we'll just work our way through them over the coming year on the road. So yeah, if you see us out and about on the road, actually say hi and you can have a little free sachet for your cassette. The table fit in under the chairs, which was nice. We've never taken that table away, and that big ground mat I managed to fit on the top. So we bought a 2.5 by 4.5 meter ground mat, I think, just one of the Kamek ones, because we figure our kids are going to be outside a lot in the coming year, under the awning, and we kind of want something we can put out. You know, if we're somewhere for if we're staying somewhere for a week, we want to be able to put something out, peg it down, and kind of have a little bit more of a permanent outdoor setup. So yeah, that fits in. There's absolutely no room for the barbecue, so I don't really know what I'm going to do there. I've read online that people put their barbecues under their bed sometime, but I can't see how that doesn't smell. And the downside to this caravan is all our electrics are under our bed, and we're not actually supposed to store anything around those electrics, because if we were moving, bumping around on plugs and wires and all sorts of things. So I might have to rethink that. There is a little bit of space on the other side of the locker, but we're hoping to get a spare cassette for our cassette toilet and put that in there, so that we can have kind of 2 cassettes and maybe dump them once a week instead of every like 3 days. And you know, often the cassette fills up in the middle of the night, so you've got to, you know, jump out. Well, you're not going to empty it in the middle of the night, so if I could jump out, swap them over in the middle of the night and then empty them the next day, that would be perfect. So gonna have to rethink the barbecue. Might go see how Chelsea's getting on with that sewing.
Alright, so I've sewn some loops for the corners, and I put some handles on as well to make it easier to carry to the laundromat when it's full. So let's give it a go.
How cool is that laundry bag? Chelsea's pretty talented on the old sewing machine. She's going to start a business as well, making those to order. So don't write in. No. But yeah, you'll probably see in a future vlog me skipping down the road with that over my shoulder and a week's worth of kids' laundry. Be interesting to see how much we can fit in there actually.
Yeah, probably not a week's worth.
Yeah, not at the rate our kids go through laundry, that's for sure. So in our quest to kind of find more storage in Rosie, we've realised that we don't ever store anything under this dinette here. Partly because it's a little bit awkward to get those squabs off with the table. But there's actually a really decent amount of storage down here. There's a drawer in the front of this side of the dinette, but the drawer only goes to here. And then behind there's actually just a cavity. So I've put a kind of a plastic bag in there with a whole lot of sheets, winter sheets, spare pillowcases, that sort of thing. And then over here, this big side of this dinette here, it has the wheel well in it, and also the diesel heater and a bunch of plugs and stuff around the diesel heater. So it's kind of only this part here that we can store stuff in. So I've just got a basket in there for now, but might be a good place for like wet weather gear for the kids, coats for when it gets colder, because we don't have a lot of sort of hanging closet space in this caravan. So yeah, I think I'm definitely going to put a bit more on the back of this. It's funny to have kind of like a drawer with all this space behind it that's hard to get to. One thing I would really like to do one day, I don't quite know if I have the DIY skills for it, but I'd love to extend this drawer or put a new drawer in with the original front on it. You know, frame up a drawer, some more heavy duty rails, and have a drawer that goes all the way back there. So this drawer would come all the way out the front, you know, almost to the door, but it would be really quite practical because kind of getting in and out of here, it's not something you'd want to do every day. But yeah, good amount of space we've salvaged down here for sheets, spare towels, jackets, that sort of thing. A question that we get asked quite a lot actually when we've sort of started talking about going on the road full time is, what about storage for clothing and stuff? Obviously, if you think of the amount of clothes you've got at home right now, you know, a big dresser each sort of thing, tons of sort of you know, walk-in wardrobe space for coats and all sorts of things. I guess maybe on the road next year we'll live a bit simpler. You know, I'm a t-shirt and shorts kind of guy anyway, so not too bad, but I'm not going to be taking a suit and a dress shirt around, maybe the one shirt. We don't actually have any hanging closet space in Rosie. We don't have a, you know, some caravans have a closet either side of the bed, that with a bar, you know, that you can hang coat hangers on. We don't have that. So what we do have is this cupboard down the back, 4 shelves and 3 drawers below. Basically what we do is Chelsea and I each have a shelf where we put the bulk of our clothes. We kind of fold them. See Chelsea's clothes in there now, ready for a trip in a couple of days actually. We have these little plastic baskets that we put like socks and underwear in, and we have one of those or a couple of those on each shelf. The top shelf we store like coats, we've got the kids' nappies up there, sun hats, some spare towels, that sort of thing. And then the bottom shelf we have puzzles, board games, stuff for the kids, outdoor toys, that sort of thing, stuff that the kids can reach down there on the bottom shelf. And then down below these shelves we have 3 drawers, and the kids have a drawer each for all their clothes. We also have kind of like toy baskets for the kids' toys, but we store them down on that 3rd bunk that we're not currently using. We call that the rumpus room for the kids, but yeah, books and toys down there. Eventually when the kids all have a bunk each, we'll move the books and toys into a drawer, I guess. But yeah, I guess the longest trip we've done so far is about probably 10 days, maybe a bit longer, and it seems to work alright. You know, we can sort of, yeah, you can get enough clothes on sort of one of those shelves to last quite a while. If we do fill these up, and I imagine we will when we go on the road, we've never sort of packed all our clothes in here to see what it looks like, but we do have some extra cupboards above the bed as well, which I'll show you now. Right, so storage above the beds, 4 cupboards actually, which is really nice. And this one I put my camera gear in, nothing in there at the moment except a picture that Harvey painted me, a bunch of cables, but I store all my camera gear in there, all my kind of plugs, cables, chargers, all that sort of stuff up in there, just so the kids can't get to it basically. And then yeah, we don't actually have a lot in these shelves. I've got a hat in this in this cupboard, sorry, and the cupboards actually go down inside the back corner there, so you could actually put more stuff down in the corner there. So I have a feeling Chelsea and I will use those to store a few more things. There's obviously a couple over there that don't have much in them. Got a few sheets and things in that one. So actually plenty of storage. I guess we'll have to have a dry run before we go away maybe, of like pack absolutely everything we need in the caravan and see see if it all fits. Above the there's also 2 cupboards here above the dinette, but this cupboard is pretty much a write-off because all the power switches for the awning, master, fuses and all that stuff is up there. So that cupboard's pretty much a write-off. A little bit of space there which I need to tidy up. Got a few screwdrivers there and not much else. And then this cupboard here is a bit of a mess, but this just has some booklets and leaflets and the manual for the caravan and things. One thing we did see online which we really liked the look of was getting those cereal containers, like a plastic cereal container, and putting puzzles in those. So rather than a box that you traditionally have a puzzle in, get smaller stackable, you know, Sistema style clip-it containers and stack them up in there. So I think we'll do a few more things like that to just kind of try and maximize the space we've got in here. Obviously with these cupboards up here and the cupboards above the bed, we don't want weight up high, right, in the caravan. So kind of clothing is good. We'll keep the heavy like sheets and bedding and tin cans and all that sort of thing down low in the caravan. Thank you so much for watching. I hope that answers some of the questions that you guys have been leaving about what we plan to do and kind of the logistics, I guess, of this becoming like our home, right? We're like, what, 6 weeks away now. Chelsea and I still have a bit of a list of stuff to get through. And I guess with kids and like working and that sort of thing, you could probably tell this, I got a different shirt on. This second half of this video was filmed on a different night. We're kind of like sneaking all this, you know, stuff in that we need to get done in the caravan when the kids are in bed and that sort of thing. But yeah, as you can imagine, it's a busy time of year as well to go away. Maybe we should have thought about that. But basically 6 weeks till, you know, next year now. 6 weeks until 2021, which is pretty amazing. And 4 out of the next 5 weekends we have trips planned. So We're going to a little gathering this weekend. We're going to beach hop at the end of November, which I'm real pumped about. That's like a classic car show here in New Zealand, in Whangamata, beautiful part of the country. It's quite far away for us. It's probably 4.5 hours. So we're going to spend a few days getting to beach hop. We'll definitely be filming that, so stay tuned for that. And then we're going to spend some time away with Chelsea's parents, and then it'll be Christmas, right? And then Christmas quickly leads into New Year's, and then before you know it, January 1st, we're hitching up and we're out of here. So we've given ourselves a date, January 1st, and yeah, it's coming up real quick. So stay tuned, we got loads of videos coming, and then obviously next year we want to take it to a whole new level, right? The start of January, we're going to head down to the bottom of the North Island of New Zealand, the Wairarapa. There's some really amazing places down there to go and explore. We're going to then go to Wellington, which is the capital of New Zealand, and we're going to spend a week there. So yeah, a week or so there. Chelsea and I lived there years ago, so I want to show Harvey our old stomping ground. And from Wellington, that's where the ferry leaves for the South Island of New Zealand. So we're going to jump on that ferry one morning, we're going to head down south, and we're going to stay down south as long as we can until it gets too cold. And then we're going to come and search for warmer weather. So yeah, loads of content to come. Thank you. I really appreciate you guys watching. Those of you that take the time to leave comments and follow us on Facebook and message us and that sort of thing. We really appreciate it. We love interacting with you guys. We do our best to reply to everyone. And yeah, that's what it's all about, is kind of sharing New Zealand with you guys, basically. So yeah, thank you as always for watching. I will see you soon in the next video.